Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to the final webinar in this winter webinar series. We are going to be back in January because we've had so many people say, "Oh, I really love these webinars," and I mean that. I'm not just saying that to sound good. We have had a lot of people with some very positive feedback. Today is a very special one. Because I have people joining me and of all sorts. Let me just get a few of them on. And by the way, before we start, I should point out that music that you just heard was specially done for us by one of our, let me just pull up his little, there we go, by one of our MVPs, Roger Swan. From Saigon Engineering. He is one of the things he does is he plays French horn, and that whole music, which I'll play a little bit later, is all him. There's like 5 instruments or 5 layers or something like that, and he played the whole thing. So there you go, Christmas music for you, for those that celebrate Christmas. I'm going to put my guests on, and we can all say hi to everybody today. Who have we got? Well, with me today joining is, first of all, let me put him on the slide. Why are you not appearing? There you go. Oh, hang on. That's what we want.
Hey, Ian.
Hey, Olaf Monyan, and you are one of our MVPs. You're a very good MVP, based in Germany, but you speak excellent English because you're married to a German, but you lived in America and all sorts of complicated history and things like that. But you're one of the smart guys. I only have the smart people on.
Oh, am I?
Yeah, I always say this to all the guests, and they go, "Oh, well, they don't do that." but I'm joking apart. You are one of the smart guys as well, and I'm very pleased that you could join us. Let me just, I'm just weird stuff is happening today because I have a lot of things happening. Let me see if I can change. There you go. I've changed our background to a nice, more relaxed blue color. So music from Roger Swan. Olaf is joining me here. And also, let me just turn that off. Coming into the studio are 2 more people. Richard, your camera is not on, my friend. Or if it is, I can't see you. But we'll start with Frank Lauter. Hello, Frank. I can't hear you. Your voice is muted. We've successfully shut Frank up. That is difficult to do, as you know.
Hi, Ian. Yes.
There you go. He's back. Okay.
So, normally, when joining an open chat, I mute myself so I can.
Good comments. Plan. Yeah, well, I feel a bit outnumbered by Germans, so I've recruited a British person to come with me. Here's Richard Hatherall.
Richard.
Hello. I appreciate you all joining. We're going to do our traditional hello to a few people. Look, you know, when I say hello to people on the chat, some people really hate it. And by the way, my dogs are poodling around in the background here. If you can see my floor, it's littered with dog treats to try and keep them quiet. Oh, good. The little one's gone to his bed now. I've got under a desk here. That means he's going to sleep. So some people get very cross when you say hi to people on the chat. But actually, if I don't say hi, I also get just as many complaint letters. So I don't quite know what to do. I've started something, and now there's a ball rolling where I'm going to do it. But I'm going to do it anyway because I like people to know how many people around the world are here. So we'll start with Terry. Terry's been with us all throughout this winter webinar series. I don't think I'm not sure if he caught every single one, but most of them. And he's in San Carlos, California, 50 miles from Scotts Valley, birthplace of Ball and Turbo Pascal, and the site of this week's tornado. Believe it or not, I don't know whether you guys know this. There was a tornado in Scotts Valley where the Embarcadero offices are. They literally were looking out the window going, oh my God, there's a tornado. It's
unbelievable.
Do you get tornadoes in Germany? I'm sure you don't.
Yeah, we don't call it. Well, actually, from time to time there is a tornado, but we call it just a storm. I mean, Orkan is the German word Orkan. But it's usually when the hurricanes up from Florida are moving over Germany. That's when the heavy weather starts here. So yeah,
Florida is responsible for a lot of bad things and a lot of good things as well. Because I know we got some people.
If you have a tornado here in Germany, it's like 5 meters in diameter, something like this. It's all these small ones.
Yeah.
What about you, Richard?
If that one hits your house, it's not good.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, Richard, how about you? I don't think you've ever seen a tornado, have you?
I mean, occasionally you hear them reported in the press here, like tiny little things. But I mean, as you know, we just get damp and wet here. So.
I'll tell you a story. One time, when my daughter was younger, we went to the UK to visit my father, and my father lived in Great Yarmouth at the time, on the east coast of England, as you know.
Very damp.
Yeah, and a caravan round, and we went out there, and lo and behold, of course, it rained, but it was really stormy, and the rain came in horizontally, like it was literally flying at you like an arrow. And my wife said, what on earth is going on with the rain? Is it always like this? And I thought, here's my chance. I said, yeah, it always rains like that. but even living in Nebraska and Dallas, where we get tornadoes, I tell you what, England's rain and the storms really give it a run for the money, because you had a storm a couple of weeks ago, didn't you? And it was a really bad one, I seem to remember as well. So, yeah, but not a tornado, unlike Scotts Valley. So, Terry, I sympathise with you. 50 miles away is not far enough for tornadoes in the United States. I can tell you that now. Bruce McGee is in Toronto. Really? I thought you were in Australia. Yeah. Tell me if that's true, Bruce. Is there a Toronto, Australia that maybe I don't know about? Maybe he's visiting relatives in Canada or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, Bruce McGee, very, very active MVP. I'm sure both of a few of you have heard of him. Tim Patrick Quinn. Sorry, Tim. Cedar Park in Texas. Wow, I know where that is. Hello, Tim. Yes, Cedar Park in Texas. So I found out someone the other day who's going to be. I'm going to do a case study. Is actually just up the road in a local place in Texas where I've been to, and not far off from me, 10 miles away, and I never actually got to meet up with him. Charles is in Virginia. Patrick, salut, Patrick. Hello. We all know Patrick, don't we, guys? Yeah, he's coming on in a minute. We've got some Christmas messages for people, and Patrick has done one. In fact, should we play Patrick's one now? Because I think you'll find it quite incredible. Let me do the first one, because Patrick, I'm going to embarrass you now, because this is Patrick's first video. The second video is quite a standard, but this one's quite incredible.
I wish you a Merry Christmas, I wish you a Merry Christmas, I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Yeah, well done, Patrick. There's another one from him later, because I've had a few people. I asked people to say, could you say Merry Christmas to people that view the webinar, and actually they showed up for it. And David from Charleston in Missouri. Hello, David. He's another frequent flyer comes here. Hal from sunny Pensacola. He's just showing off now, isn't he? It's sunny Pensacola in Florida. I don't know about you guys, but it's freezing cold here for me. It's like 11 degrees centigrade. So that's cold for us. So yeah. Code for Delphi. This is Cesar Cardoso, who is a MVP in Brazil. He's a new MVP. He does a lot of streaming on Instagram. So if you don't follow Instagram, you might not have come across him. But he's a really great guy. And bom dia, or bom dia, should I say, Cesar. I hope you're doing well, and we do follow along with your videos. Well, I do, and so do other people in Embarcadero. And you do a great job publicising Delphi, which all the people here, my guests today, all do that as well. Richard and Frank and Olaf are all very active, and as you can see by them turning up. Jim McKeith's also threatening to join us later as well. I think he's a bit busy at the moment. He's got some meeting on. Hi from Eternal Summer in Costa Rica. Walid, I think he's in Tunisia, so I imagine he's there. And Patrick says, you've corrected it now, but he said there was a reversed Olaf. That's actually good. Yeah,
I figured that Ian already mirrored the whole thing, so I mirrored back, so I should be in the right direction now.
It's the streaming software. This stuff is good, though. I mean, you can see the kind of behind the scenes view as well, can't you guys? I really like it. I think it gives a much better experience. Go to webinar. It's really not my thing. I don't like it. So. Matthias is from Tallinn, where it's snowy and white in Estonia. And we know someone else in Estonia. David Millington lives in Estonia, doesn't he? Is that right?
Certainly in the Baltic states, of somewhere around there. I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah, somewhere foreign. Is that what you're saying? Yeah. But spoken like a true Brit. Yeah, it is.
Maybe if he shows up, we'll ask him.
Yeah. Well, actually, I did mention to a few of them. I know what David Millington's doing today, and I can guarantee he's definitely not joining us today. He's far too busy doing something else. So yeah, Massachusetts. Hello there, Robert and Haito. I know Haito. He is in Uruguay. What else have we got? Landerson. Landerson says hello from Brazil. Merry Christmas. And guess what? We also have a little hello from Landerson.
Hello world, Landerson Gomes here. I'm Embarcadero MVP and Director of Brazilian Academic Program. Merry Christmas and a great New Year for you. See you.
He said to me, Ian, you're making me speak English. I did say in my little email to people, you can speak any language you like, because we have people from every country in the world. Landerson Gomez, I just want to call him out. I did this in Brazil, and I'm going to show the video in a while about the Brazilian conference. But Landerson Gomez, for those of you watching who don't know, this guy is a superhero of Delphi. If you ever go, wow, there's so many Brazilian developers, why is that? Landerson's one of the reasons. He's the guy that does a lot of the educational program in Brazil, and he's the educational director that gets people teaching Delphi in Brazilian schools, which is why there's so many of them and why they're all quite young. Most of us, with the exception of Richard, who is the baby of the group here, I think you're a lot younger than all of us, aren't you? Yeah, we're kind of, I wouldn't say we're old, but we're not young anymore. That way.
It's of course great that he brings young people to Delphi and that we get, fresh blood. I mean, we need it.
Makes us sound like we use them as vampires, but yes, I know.
If you're counting me as the young one, I do have grey hair.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, I would say that I have grey hair, but you can only tell by looking at my face here. Frank has got the silver fox look going there, and Olaf is clearly. We're not even going to go where Olaf's going. He's just there. Yeah. Yeah. Who else we got? Jim from Connecticut. Hello, Jim. Doug Filtro. Hello, Doug. I think if I remember correctly, Doug is in Vancouver. And there's so many people saying hi from around the world, which is what we wanted. Phoenix, Arizona, high of 80 degrees. You know what? I was talking to someone earlier on about American developers because you guys both know, the two Germans on here, and actually Richard as well knows that there's several conferences in Germany. That's right, isn't there? I mean,
Right.
Frank, there's more than one. Econ, or isn't Econ in Germany? Or
Yes.
Econ is German. Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's the one that I went to. What was the one that I went to where it was in a Forentage? Yes, I remember. That was fantastic. In converted public swimming pool. It's really weird. You step into where the pool was. But Germany, and also the Delphi Summit, which we're going to talk about in a moment as well, where I think all three of us meet up in Delphi Summit? I think we did. Oh, no, maybe not Olaf. Yeah, because did you go to the Delphi Summit? I don't think you did. Did you in Amsterdam?
I didn't go this year. Probably next year again. So there was just too much work this year. So yeah.
Yeah, you got to let work get in the way of fun, which is really not okay. I mean, it's but yeah, I mean, someone was asking why is it there are no American conferences or you know, Delphi big meetings or whatever, when you consider that the company is based in the United States? And it's a very good question.
Yeah, and imagine the good old days with all the video stuff going on, Indiana Jones, Star Wars, and all the stuff. You know, these really nice videos from the Berlin conferences.
Yeah, I remember what you're talking about as well. Yeah, I don't know why that is. I mean, it is something we want to do. Next year, it's the 30th birthday, as you know, of Delphi. So we're aiming to try and make it a big one. And there is some talk of us doing some really special stuff for the Delphi Summit because it's around about the time of the 30th anniversary. But we'd also like to get something going in the United States as well. But the problem in the United States is it's awkward because where do you have it? Do you have it on the East Coast? Do you have it on the West Coast? Do you have it in Central? You know, like even in Dallas, it's pretty south. You know, maybe not in Wyoming because there's like 4 people and a horse live in Wyoming. But
Ian, between you and me, it doesn't matter where in the US if I get an invitation.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well,
oh God,
make it in San Francisco Embarcadero. I mean, where the company originates
exactly. from. Yeah, I think I need to go and talk to marketing about this. Don't I? Really? Yeah.
Try to find a hotel or something in Embarcadero in San Francisco, and it's close to the harbor, and yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would suggest we have one in England, but to be honest, we've got enough in Europe as it is. Otherwise, we could all go and visit Richard, and he could do barbecue or something for us, grill some sausages or something.
Ian, that reminds me on your idea to make videos about Made with Delphi. What's going on? Do you have a final version of the video already online?
Actually, no, we don't. And there's a reason for that, because we're going to release it next year on the 30th birthday.
I see. Okay.
And it's I Love Delphi.
I'm sorry.
Yes. The reason is they did do a Made with Delphi before, but I actually think oh, here we go. Richard's got some kind of memorabilia. Oh, he's putting us to shame now. It's reverse, but that but it's very good. Yeah, I Love Delphi. Yeah, is what I was doing, and it doesn't really matter, so to speak. I mean, it's important either way. Let me just make sure Jim is not trying to get hold of us, because I've muted my notifications, and then I realised I closed WhatsApp. So if he was trying to, no, he's okay. He's doing something else. Anyway, Mexico, Javier, hello there. Toronto, Ontario, Canada. So Bruce is in Canada. Wow, he made it all the way out of Australia. I didn't think he was allowed to leave the country, but that's good. Who else have got? Curitiba in Brazil, fantastic. And I mean, there's a load of people turned up. That's incredible. I really thought we wouldn't get that many. There aren't that many people live, but on the replay, we always get a bunch of people turn up. Zagreb, Salvador Bahia, yeah, Brazil, and this is from Sleada. Now, Sleada, sorry, I said her name wrong. I should know better. And guess what? She has also got a video, and I think I have to play this one slightly differently because I just pull it up. Hold on one second. Because she also made a video, and it is
Cheers
this
to
one.
another fantastic year for our community. I wish you a very happy Christmas and a successful New Year.
I wish you a very
See ya.
happy Christmas and a successful New Year. See ya.
Did you hear an echo?
Yeah, I did hear an echo, but it's okay.
Okay, let me just.
Cheers to another fantastic year for our
Cheers to
community.
another
I wish you a very happy
fantastic year for our
Christmas and a
community. I
successful New
wish you a
Year.
very happy
See ya.
Christmas and a successful New Year. See ya.
Okay, that's annoying. I don't know why that is. Oh, poor. She did so well as well. So let me just. It's always the way, isn't it? I will find out how to stop that echoing. That's a little bug there. So later, don't worry, we'll get your video playing. Who else we got? Patrick. I didn't sing enough anymore, but I couldn't help it. Yeah.
Ian, was it because when you played the previous videos, you switched it into a mode where we automatically all got muted? Maybe. Whereas when you did that
don't
one,
think so.
we didn't.
As far as I'm aware, if I play it, it should just work. Let me try and do that. No.
Oh, okay. I just thought I'd.
Yeah, it won't do it. I'll find a way of doing it. Don't worry. We have other alternative ways. So sorry about that. And also, Sileda is very impressed with Patrick's singing. Yeah, you haven't seen anything yet. Who else? Hello, everyone around the world. Hello from Portugal. Joaquin in Portugal. Who else we've got? Wellen in Belgium. Sorry. Hola, says Paul McGee. He's now deciding to go off-piste and start using a different language. Saludos desde Nogales, Sonora, Mexico. Feliz Navidad a todos. Feliz Navidad, mi amigo. Good luck to you as well. And Happy New Year. I was going to say Happy New Year in Spanish, but I couldn't remember how to say. But anyway, Feliz Navidad. In Texas, that's all you ever hear when you go into the stores is Feliz Navidad. There's a very popular Christmas song. And
we've got somebody from Abu Dhabi. Well,
Yeah.
yes.
and
Andrea, Abu Dhabi. Yeah.
yeah,
I didn't mean to click it quite that fast. I actually accidentally clicked on the other button. But yeah, so far I've counted about 10 countries. Including the 3 that we're all representing as well. So I'm counting myself as American today. I have an inflatable Delphi man from Breaker. I love Delphi, but that wasn't really where I was going with that. But I think he means a little one. Let's hope
I think I still have the yellow Delphi 8 cookies. I have 2
really?
of those. Yeah.
Wow. This year I've been to so many conferences that I've picked up all sorts of mugs and cups that people give me, and my conference up here are some of my badges as well. I've been to quite a lot of different countries this year. I've been to Brazil, Portugal, Germany. Was it this year or last year? I can't remember. Amsterdam, which my wife was very happy with and she wants to go back there. Obviously, United States. I didn't quite get to UK. I was in the UK for about 2 hours during a stopover and met some friends at the airport, which was really weird. I had to immigrate into my old country. It was a very bizarre experience. Hello, you're a foreigner. In you come. Yeah, it's I mean, my passport is around here somewhere, and it says American, so I guess that's how it works. They do let me in; they're required to because I'm still a UK citizen. But it's just very odd. Greetings from Denmark. He says still echo. Yeah, we're going to fix that echo. Sorry about that. I'll do that in a moment. We said Abu Dhabi, and there's also Ziad Alahi from Libya. Let me have a look and see, because I believe
should do a conference in the Middle East. Just saying. These other places.
Yeah, we can try that. It gets complicated.
Well, go to Dubai or Abu Dhabi. Why not?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been mentioned before. Let me just see if I can play this video, because it's slightly annoying that. See if we can do this.
Hello everyone, my name is Željko Kovačević. I come from Zagreb, Croatia, where I've worked as assistant professor at Zagreb University of Applied Sciences and University North.
Okay, so there is something not right about that, isn't there? Let me see if I can do something.
If you do it full screen, then
I've got a different way of doing it. Hang on.
Hello everyone, my name is Željko Kovačević. From Zagreb, Croatia. I come from.
Just 1 second. I've worked out.
Is the echo possibly coming from Richard or from you, Ian? Because
no.
I don't see headphones.
Oh, I know what it is. Just 1 second. Okay. So.
Hello everyone, my name is Željko Kovačević. I come from Zagreb, Croatia, where I've worked as assistant professor at Zagreb University of Applied Sciences and University North. I teach a variety of programming classes, but my favorite one is programming in C++ Builder. So I would like to use this opportunity to say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to all the developers out there celebrating, and with a special hello to my C++ Builder developers, of course, considering that we are still a small but growing community. Hopefully in time we will reach the numbers of Delphi developers out there, and I have no doubts considering the positive developments of C++ Builder throughout the last several years. So again, I hope that you will enjoy your holidays, get rest, and after that successfully finish all your projects. Thank you and good projects. Thank you and good luck.
Well, that is really frustrating because I'm doing all the things we used to do and it's echoing the video. And I don't know how to stop it, which is one of those things. I don't understand why it would do that, because it should just automatically mute all of us. And stop the video. I'm guessing it's because we're on, if you see what I mean.
Yeah, when the first couple of videos you did, I got a notification saying you're muted, whereas the last couple of times I've not. So I presume it's coming from us.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I mean, normally he just auto mutes. That's what I don't get. I don't understand. Normally I don't do anything. I just play the video and it works. It's really odd. I don't see any other way of stopping it, unfortunately. Echo, noise cancellation, see advanced options. That's frustrating. Push products, yeah. It's no way of changing that. What I might do is at some point is just turn us all off, if you see what I mean. And then do it that way. Unfortunately, we'll come back to this in a minute. It's going to be a bit of a problem because I've got quite a few videos to play. So if I can't make it work, then we might have to mute you all. See here, why would it do that?
It's because you were slating GoToWebinar.
Yeah, and you thought, I know, I'll malfunction just like GoToWebinar does, and perfect timing. The last webinar, I've played no end of video. I've done exactly the same thing every single time, and it's always been absolutely fine. So I don't quite know. I mean, if I just try a little experiment here, I apologize because I'm going to turn you guys off for a second. Like this and like this. And then if I play...
Hello everyone, my name is Željko Kovačević. I come from Zagreb, Croatia, where I work as assistant professor at Zagreb University of Applied Sciences and University North. I teach a variety of programming classes, but my favorite one is programming in C++ Builder. So I would like to use this opportunity to say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to all the developers out there celebrating, and with a special hello to my C++ Builder developers, of course, considering that we are still a small but growing community. Hopefully in time we will reach the numbers of Delphi developers out there, and I have no doubts considering the positive developments of C++ Builder throughout the last several years. So again, I hope that you will enjoy your holidays, get rest, and after that successfully finish all your projects. Thank you, and
cheers to another fantastic year for our community. I wish you a very happy Christmas and a successful New Year. See ya!
Hi, it's Jason Chapman here from the UK Developer Group and Jack2 Consultancy, Embarcadero MVP, wishing you all the best for this time of year. And if you're not vocal in the community, get on it, get in it, and let's build this community for the next year. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Hello, this is David Cornelius from Oregon in the Pacific Northwest of the United States, wishing you a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, and may all your Delphi projects be successful and rewarding.
Hello everyone. As 2024 draws to a close, I look back on a special year full of change, innovation and memorable moments. This year was characterized by my work with Gemini AI, especially the development of the FP4D open source library wrapper for it. Highlights including speaking at the inspiring events such as the Delphi Summit in Amsterdam and the Econ 28 in Düsseldorf. I also appreciate the fantastic meetings with the Delphi Switzerland group in Biel and Rapperswil, where we shared ideas, knowledge and great company. To all my supporters and colleagues who have made this journey so meaningful, thank you for your support, collaboration and spirit. Here is to continuing our shared passion for Delphi and innovation in the new year. I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, or as we say in Switzerland, ein guter Rutsch, macht's gut, bis im nächsten Jahr.
Je vous souhaite un joyeux Noël et une bonne année. I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Well, so and here joining us as well is Jim McKeith. Hello, Jim. Sorry about that.
How are you?
I should have said, by the way, I'm turning it on. Pretty good. The video is playing up. This is the first time in about 30 webinars that the video is like, I'm just going to do something different, and it's going to be completely random. And Olaf has suddenly got a background for Christmas as well, which makes it all, yeah. Jim, I'm very disappointed because you've got the Santa beard, and I really thought you'd have a Santa hat on as well. You're slacking there.
I have a Santa hat. Actually, maybe in a minute I will grab it. Yeah, it's one of those days. I was going to do that, but then, yeah.
I honestly thought you wouldn't make it today because I know you messaged me and said, "Oh, I've got a lot happening," and Oh, see, Frank he's outranked us now. And I have a Santa hat, and I don't know where it is. My one moves and everything. So
find the error.
So I think we've worked out how to make the video work, and I think as well the way to do it is if I click a button like this one, I can then make various people big, which is kind of weird. What happens if I do that? Oh, I can make Jim embiggened. I like this. It's cool. And what happens if I do this? Yeah. See, they've got this interface, and it's doing pretty well, but it's still not quite good enough. Restream is much better than all the other horrible sort of bits of software.
You know, I like Restream, but it's got the interesting thing about how every time you use it, it could be updated. You know,
yeah, exactly.
I know that a lot of developers and companies like that, being able to push updates so quickly. But as a user, it's frustrating when you come on and you're like, there was a button here. It's not there now. Where did it go?
Yeah. Doug would like it to know, by the way, that his inflatable Delphi guy has never been inflated. Yes, yeah. Hervé says, bonjour de France, and is there bien? Excellent. Hello from Angola. Wow, that's Ali. I think that you're the first person I've seen come and say hello from Angola. So we've definitely got a lot here. Who else we got? Happy Christmas to all Pascalers from Blaise Pascal magazine in Holland. Detlev, I'm going to play something for Detlev in a moment, but we've discovered we have to turn all your video off to do that. So Detlev, I'm going to play your. I've edited it together. He's done something quite incredible, actually. Who else we got? Select all, Merry Christmas, says Ali as a
language.
Yeah, exactly. It's not quite the dot you should be having there. I suppose it's a bit like what do you call it? Link, isn't it? You know, it's that kind of language. Merry Christmas from Ottawa. Fantastic. Who else have we got? Oh, let's have a look. Patrick says, bravo. Proves that you guys are real and no AI. Well, I think we're absolutely 100% sure that I'm not AI by now. Excellent. And now cigar, says Terry, because I got the audio right. Well, thanks, Terry and Ken. Yeah, it's. I don't normally have any issues with the this platform. I'm quite used to it now, but it's good. And as Patrick says, Santa is here. Yes, he is, and we'll be coming back a little bit later. Keep both passports makes things easier. Actually, weirdly enough, they're referring to the British passport and American passport. And I'll tell you something funny. I don't have a British passport anymore. It expired, and I just thought I may as well not bother, because actually for an American citizen, I have to use my US passport to travel. I'm not allowed to use my British passport, even if I did have one now. So it's a requirement of US citizenship. So they let me in. They go, and apparently they look on the page, it says born in the United Kingdom, and then I'm allowed in. So they haven't stopped me yet. Maybe that happened, but Restream is great if you use other software with it. Yeah, okay. Hervé says Joyeux Noël à tous. So happy Christmas, Merry Christmas. And Mohammed says that he's from the aliens and an intergalactic good vibes your way. Well, after my little webinar where I showed the tracking the ISS, it's basically good stuff. Okay, well, look, what's been your standout thing today, this year, should I say, in Delphi? I'll put you all on the spot. I suppose I should ask you individually, otherwise you'll probably all talk over each other and say, oh, it was this. Yeah. I mean, Jim, what apart from you and I appearing at an event where you were dressed as Jim James T. Kirk, which was quite remarkable. Jim really pulled out all the stops, and if you're a Delphi person and you missed that, you really missed out, because Jim had the James T. Kirk shirt. Did you have a communicator as well, and a phaser?
Yeah, a communicator, a phaser, and a wig.
And it was a good wig as well. I'll show the video in a moment of that Delphi summit. But and I went as a very portly, which is a nice way of putting it, Captain Picard. Yeah, damn it, Jim! I should have gone as Scotty or someone like that. Or was it Bones? Yeah, Leonard.
Yeah.
McCoy or something like that, didn't he? Yeah, Dr. McCoy. He was the one that said, "Damn it, Jim," all the time. So, yeah, yeah. I mean, Olaf, what sort of things have you been doing this year? Is it like Delphi-wise?
Delphi-wise, I was pulling my hairs really. There's a new regulation in Germany. Actually, it's in Europe, that we have to issue electronic invoices from next year. So if you are doing business to business stuff, you have to send a machine readable invoice to the other party. And there's a standard in Germany that they made up, and if you translate it literally, it's like the pull horse. So you have to attach an XML file to a PDF file, and I'm still pulling my last hair to get that very last pieces. Yeah, it's exactly like that. I probably next year. I don't know if I show up with full hair next year. I mean, getting the stuff done is crazy. The standards are like, well, they are not really standards. It's like 10 different versions that you have that you can use. There's version 1 to version 2.3, and they are still all valid, and there is no XSD file. So it's wonderful. So yeah, that was my Christmas work here. So I mean, it's simple stuff. It's just a PDF file and an XML file, but they made it so complicated, and it's crazy.
Presumably this affects you as well, Frank, is that right?
Yeah, I don't want to make a bad shine on Olaf. It took me 5 minutes. Because there is a nice component here from one of our guys in the Delphi Praxis, German forum for Delphi, and I using quick PDF old source, and it was just pulling the source, setting the fields, and just embed it into the PDF file. It really took me 5 minutes. So without this component, which this guy from Germany has built, it would be a nightmare, because the XML definition is not done in the original way, like you have a CSF file, but it's all about these dialects which must be made from a Delphi developer, I think, where you have just rules, not a config file like normally. And if you have to do it by hand, you are screwed. It took you 2 months. Horrible.
So Olaf, I think he's just calling you. He's casting shade there, dude. You need to like.
Yeah, we have to talk later. We have to talk later for that.
I think so.
I should point out that Frank and Olaf are very good friends of mine, and we actually have a lot in common with the.
Yeah.
We have a little group that we used to hang out in Skype. In fact, we still do, and that's how we became friends. And Jim, I know something that you guys may not know. Jim, you have some news of your own, and I should say, damn it, Jim, I'm not a doctor. I'm a doctor, not a X, as Jeff points out. But Jim, your news is
you're a Delphi developer, not a.
Oh yes. Well, actually, I'm probably better as a doctor as a thing. Yeah, exactly. So he shared his screen, he says, and I need to show it on the screen. Hang on, just 1 second. I can show that now. Are you good?
Yeah, go for it. So my exciting news is I'm engaged. This is my lovely fiance, Laysan. We've been dating for a year now, and very exciting. I am very excited with that. Not Delphi related, but Delphi related for me.
Well, technically Delphi related because you are the Delphi dude. Yeah,
that's true. That's
car
true.
license plate with Delphi on it at one point. I think.
Yes.
Yeah. There you go. So it makes me feel very inadequate in comparison. I got the T-shirt, but you got the car. So congratulations, mate. I mean, for those of you that don't know, Jim and I are very good friends. We've hung out before. He came to Frisco, and we went to. Did we go to the Computer Games Museum? And we had a sword fight. I've still got my sword, by the way, over here somewhere. I don't know where. And also, my daughter bought me a spear to go with it. So now I've got a spear, so I can hold you back at arm's length if you turn up again. So,
oh wow!
But congratulations, and I genuinely mean that. I mean, outside of Delphi, you are my friend as well. We talk about all sorts of things that we don't tell other people, and I'm very happy for you. You've had a tumultuous year. You had some, personal losses. Your father passed away, and all sorts of exciting things happened in your life. You compressed the whole year, like 10 years, into the space of about 6 months. It was quite remarkable situation. Yeah.
My life event speed run.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And Richard, should I dare ask you how you've been on quite a few of these webinars with the AWS stuff. We did Not a Hot Dog.
Yeah.
And we did what was the other thing we did? We were you decided to identify my dog as a cat, or should I say Amazon did, which was kind of cool as well.
Yeah.
And how's things been going for you then, generally in Delphi then?
Oh, great. I mean, I would say one of my highlights has to have been seeing you and Jim like nearly melt down on stage in Amsterdam.
So hot. I was so hot. I had that stupid Picard. In fact, the uniform is in my closet there, the Picard uniform.
Yeah.
Come on, I think it's Christmas time. If I got it in here. Oh no, it's not in here. I've got my I don't know where it is. My dog. I've got this, which is my 12.2 shirt that I got from Landerson. This is his local team. He's told me before about it. I don't know what I've done with my Picard shirt. I've got it somewhere. I thought it was around here, but not.
But I mean, I think Amsterdam, the Delphi Summit in Amsterdam was a great blast. I think as well, people should, in case you're on the fence about going there, you should know that it's in a gaming center, so you get to, like, in the spare time, you get to play on like all kinds of like racing sim machines and things like that. So the next one coming up in 25, I think everyone should make an effort to get there. It's going to be great.
Don't worry, we're going to make sure that happens for sure. I'll tell you something funny about that. This is something that I think a few of you know this, but Jim certainly does. I never play computer games ever, and I never have. I played GoldenEye. I think it was on the Commodore 64. It had like a
GoldenEye N64. I think GoldenEye was N64.
There you go. See, I don't know. It had a gun with it. Oh, look, here he goes. He's just showing Jim. I mean, come on, that is Kirk, 100%.
So I heard that everybody was like, I recognize Ian, but who's the guy on stage with Ian? Because I'd shaved the beard and had the wig and everything. And it was like, is that actually, who is this?
Now you've got his beard off and everything for the part. It was amazing.
You can't change it. You've got the signature beard,
I'll tell you what, it was so hot. I was sweating so much that I had a microphone, one of these little microphones. Like, I don't like those anyway. I'm used to. I spent 12 years, 10 years, between 10 and 12 years as a DJ holding mics like that. So these things, no, they weren't invented. But it kept slipping down because I was so sweaty and horrible. And people would go, "Oh, Ian," they wanted to hug me. I'm like, "No, seriously, I'm so sweaty." being on stage. Jim looked like he just, strolled in off the set or something. But yeah, it was fun. Delphi Summit. I think it's .com. I think I actually got a link for it here. Yeah, I do actually. There we go. DelphiSummit.com, and it's happening next year. It will be around next year, so it's going to be the biggest event, they're saying, in Europe next year. And Embarcadero are going to throw themselves behind it, so they reckon. Well, I'll have to force a few people, but they're ready to put their weight behind it as well, because next year is Delphi's 30th anniversary. So, it's a kind of a big deal, really. And Mehad says, thank you. I'm not sure what for, but sorry, Jim, what did you say?
It's hard to believe it's 30th anniversary.
Well, yeah, I mean, and for a large part of that, at least a third of that, you were doing what I do now.
Yeah.
And you did an excellent job. I always say this to David I when David I turns up, because it doesn't look like he's going to make it. He did say he probably couldn't. And in fact, I don't see a message for him. But David I did say he might try and join today. And then he said, I'll record a video for you. And then didn't do either. So, but in his defense, he is picking up his children today, his adult children and his grandchildren. He's gone off to the wilds of Colorado, I think he lives in now. And yeah, that's where he lives. And he's still, is it Colorado?
He was in Oregon. He was in Oregon.
Oregon, sorry. Yeah, okay. It's somewhere not Dallas, so that's all I need to care about. Somewhere colder than here. And but I do keep in, I keep in touch, and he's still very active in terms of putting out technological kind of related posts. I think all of us, all five of us here, would all say the same thing about David I, which is he's a hero. I mean, that guy showed everybody how to do developer relations and really built it up from nothing. It didn't really exist before he started doing it. And then Anders was involved in it as well. Was Anders? I'm not sure who else, Jim, because at one point there was more than one, wasn't there? There was David I, you, and Anders, I think.
So there was John, Castor, Anders, and David I were the three people. Elise Ellis were the four people that did developer relations at Embarcadero. Or before
you all wore those tie-dye shirts as well, didn't you? Because I've seen a photo of all three of you dressed like some kind of gang. Yeah, with David I's gang, with the psychedelic gang. Yeah. I think we should bring one back for the 30th anniversary. Maybe an MVP shirt that's a tie-dye shirt. How about that?
Yes, absolutely.
Homage. That would, it's such a good idea. See? An homage to David I and all the rest of you. But Jim, for 10 years, I think it was almost exactly 10 years to the day, you did a sterling job, mate. And I have to say, hats off to you, because the only reason I can do what I'm doing now is the hard work that you put into it. You are still, to this day, one of the best guys I know in Delphi. And you work hard. You go off and do contracting nowadays and things like that, and you're coding and doing all sorts of strange things. And, you really set the standard for explaining how certain quite tricky concepts work. And, of course, if nobody knows this, and they really should by now, you invented swipe to unlock as well. So, swipe to unlock on your phones. Come on, I tell you what, you're either the most hated man in the world because everyone goes, why would it unlock? Well, they love you to bits because they swipe to unlock it. So, you know what I mean?
Where would we be without the Delphi guys? I mean, one invented a switch on the phone, and the other one invented the camera on the phone. I mean, it's amazing. For those who don't know, it's Philip Tan.
Yes.
One of the two founders of Borland. He invented the camera on a phone when his first child was born. He thought, well, I need something to take a picture, and that's when he invented it. So, and you invented the lock a little bit later.
Exactly. Philip Khan. And in fact, in this book, which is Marco G, who I always call out and say, and I edited this book, so I did have some involvement in it. I didn't do anything clever. There you go. Let me just zoom you up a bit. There's David I. Oh, pull it back a little bit.
It's a very, very small phone. No, it's a very small picture from a very old flip phone, and this was the last time David I was in Germany. It's many years ago.
Yeah, well, he's not a young man anymore. He's older than me. I'm older than Jim, but so you never know. I might die in post. Jim take over again. So, but yeah, this book talks all about Philip Kahn and his camera as well, and all the history. And if you haven't got this book and you like Pascal at all, you really should get it, because it's a great book. And it's not a book about coding. It only briefly mentions code. It is about the history of Pascal, Blaise Pascal himself, and Turbo Pascal. There you go. See, there's my man. He's got a copy of the book. Why haven't you got 6 though? Come on.
Only 6? No, I've got.
Yeah, you should give them away to people. I'll sign a copy if I see you. I think Mark OG should do the signing, or maybe even David I. That would be a good thing. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I've got some video to show, and as we've learned, I have to turn you guys off, so to speak, on the video. Is there any kind of particular messages you want to get across, Frank? Is that, as you are now German Santa temporarily? So
yeah, no, I don't think so. So Olaf had struggled with XML. I had struggled still converting my 40-year-old main application, which is still on Delphi 2007, to the newest one, and I have many ways to do it, and I'm porting my version of my source code from Delphi. I started with a Delphi XA2, and I'm still on it, and I'm still not finished. It will take at least 3 or 4 more years. So I had a nice idea, and I'm the MVVM guy, so I made a proof of concept last week, so you can design your windows in Delphi 2007 and put the view model in Delphi 12 DLL, and it works. So we can use the designer and all the old stuff with Delphi 2007 and put the view model and the model for this window in a Delphi 12 DLL, and it works perfect. So both ways, old stuff not converted, and the latest Delphi version to create the finally source code that runs the view model and the model using all the fancy stuff, FireDeck and everything, which is not present in Delphi 2007. So it works, and I am happy, and this would be the way to convert my main application. And if we have converted most of it, then we just port the last bits together and use Delphi latest version then.
Well, I just want to say Richard Hather was about to disappear off, not like literally disappear. He's actually got to go somewhere because I'm guessing you're helping Santa out for Christmas Day. Is that what it is?
Apparently, there are some Christmas tractors, of all things, that are about to head through the village, and I have to go out with the kids to see these Christmas tractors.
Yes.
I mean,
we're going to excuse you. But as you spotted in the comments, David I is actually there in the comments. David, if you want to come on, I'll happily send you a link. I emailed you a link, but let me know if you want to join up. I'll send you a link, and you can come in live and take over Richard. You're not as good as Richard. I mean, Richard's far more skilled, of course. But yeah, I mean, David, he might not want to join live, which is fine as well. But go and see the tractors, my friend. And,
I will, thank you. And happy Christmas to you all, and everyone enjoy the holidays. If I can get one shameless plug, remember my Winter 25
yes,
discount code is still active until the end of the year. If you want 25% discount on my AWS SDK.
Okay, so we can do that. We can point to there and go scan here, and then down there. yeah, well, it's like the Brady Bunch, isn't it? The Americans will understand it. Brits will have no idea what we're talking about. But someone scanned the QR code. But if they go to the website, if you buy the pro version and put in winter 25, you get a 25% discount. That's till end of New Year's Eve. So do it whilst you can. If you're not sure what it is, look at the webinar, last Friday's webinar, see what we can do, because you can do astounding things with this SDK. It's really, really good. And I've got a blog post coming up that talks about it as well. By the way, Richard, I just haven't had time to do it. I've been a bit too busy, as you do. But we'll be following
explaining to someone the other day about the quantum safe cryptography that's in there as well. It's getting more and more important.
Okay, Richard, you better go before the tractors run off. I know what it's like in village life.
All right.
Yeah.
Cheers, then.
Okay. Excellent. So Richard's going. Bye, Richard. David, if you want to take part, and he may not, because I know what David's doing, because he is disappearing off driving tractors and things like that. Winter 25 is the code. If you go to the Apposite site, if you do it. By the way, David also says he's not too old yet, can still program every day for fun. And I hold with that as well. I'm not a young man myself anymore, despite my youthful good looks. And what happened to Olaf? He disappeared. And
Marco's online.
And Marco?
He's in the chat.
Marco can too. Hello. Yeah, there you go. See, we've got everybody. Olaf disappeared. I'm not quite sure what happened there, but I'm sure he'll come back. Patrick says, hi, David. And Patrick also says, hi, Marco Cantu. And Patrick, if you want to appear, I can have 5 people at once. That's the maximum, apparently. And Marco says, nice reunion. Yes, thanks. Look, we didn't want to do anything particularly specific about code today, but I do want to show Olaf. It says I'm backstage. Oh, sorry, Olaf. Let me just... hang on. It doesn't say you're backstage to me, Olaf. So I'm not quite... Oh, here we go. If you turn your camera on, you should appear now. Sorry about that. Right. So look, what I want to do, I've got a couple of videos that I want to play because I want to show people what we were talking about with the conferences. I'm going to turn you guys off because last time we did this, it echoed. But don't go away unless you need to, in which case message me in the chat. But I want to play some video now. So let me just do that sorry. Yes, like Frank is the most important person for a second there. He's very pleased. Well, yes, I am now very famous. Yes. I like that. That's great. But I'm just going to turn you all off. Just 1 second. There is no way to do that all at once. Isn't that weird? Yeah, there's no way of turning everybody. So I'm going to turn you guys off like this temporarily, and me. Apparently, if I turn my self off on backstage, then I can't play the video or speak. So that's not going to work, is it? So what I wanted to do was play a video for you of a conference that we've been talking about, which is the Delphi Summit. So we will be back. We're not going anywhere. Be back in a couple of minutes. So 1 minute 13 to be precise. Why won't it play my video now? Come on. That is so frustrating. Look at that. That's a little bug, isn't it? See, if I say, oh, I don't want to play the video anymore, it won't hide it. That's really, really, really frustrating. It's one of these things. Choose another. Oh yeah, okay. All right. So and Olaf's going to join us again. I've got that was the Delphi Summit, and as you can see down here, DelphiSummit.com. The reason I wanted to play that is because very important, and my guest will be back in a moment. This is going to happen again next year, June the 5th and June the 6th. And we're going to put, we being Embarcadero, we're going to put as much effort as we can behind this. We want to make this the biggest Delphi event of the year if we can. There are some others. I'm going to Denmark next year. I'm probably going to South Korea and Japan. Probably going to Brazil again. Probably going to Portugal. Not sure yet. Germany and Amsterdam. So I'm going to be getting around a bit next year. But the Delphi Summit, this one here, go to that site. You really should book it. Richard's going to be there. I think a few of the others there as well. I want to play another video now. And this one, I think I can only do via an overlay. So I'm going to try that now. Let's see if I can do it, because the stupid video did not work the way I wanted. Yeah, isn't that frustrating? Yeah, I don't know. Uncharacteristically, I'm having a few issues with the video. In fact, this is a video from the biggest conference last year that this year that I went to, and this is the conference in Brazil. And that is the video. I wanted you to see that, to understand that I get so many people say things like, oh, Delphi's old-fashioned, Delphi needs modernization. It's all complete nonsense. I also get people say things like, oh, there's not that many people use Delphi, and that's not true either. There are hundreds of thousands of people around the world. In fact, over 1 million people using it. And you go to these conferences, and it is mind-blowing how many people are there. The Amsterdam was absolutely packed out, ram-packed, and the one in I'm bringing you back now. The ones in, I think I can make you smaller like that. There you go. But I thought the Amsterdam one was big. But and Jim's back now as well. Jim is now dressed Oh my gosh!
I couldn't find the other Santa hat.
I've given David Dye the link as well, but the trouble is he's on a phone because he's traveling around as you do with family at this time of year. He's got grandchildren of his own, things like that. But anyway, as I was saying, I was really amazed at the Amsterdam event. The Forentag was also pretty rowdy as well, which was probably one of the first events I went to. I thought Amsterdam was amazing. It was so well organized and really quite incredible. And you know, Jem and I hung out, and Frank, and I saw Frank at Forentag as well, and a few other places. And then I went to Brazil, and it was insane. I mean, it was just like I walked 2 feet and said, "Oh, Ian Barker, no, come here, I want to shake your hand." And then you walk 2 more feet. There were 700 people or something like that attended that event. Yeah, 700, and I think they had 100 speakers. It said in the video, Palestradas, I think is how it's written. I don't know how you pronounce it. Just when I think I understand how it works, I find out it doesn't work. But you know what? I experienced just one moment there of fame. But do you know who's even more famous amongst all of us as the Delphi guy? David I.
Hey!
I didn't do it,
and
I wasn't here. So, and only
is
this, I
fantastic.
think this stream has been hacked. I think that's what's going on.
Oh, is that what it is? Yeah.
Sorry to be late. I was at the airport picking up 2 of my adult children in the fog late last night or early this morning. I've lost track of time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know what it's like. I'm trying to make you embiggened, so to speak. Not quite sure how to do that.
Let's see.
Yeah,
there's Ian. There's Jim. There's me. We're missing Charlie Calvert. So.
Yeah.
In this sort of lineage of and others as well. I mean.
Yeah, well, Anders as well. He's another one.
Yeah, traveled the world. Anders Olsen. They had their tornado in Scotts Valley. Did you see that on the news?
I did not.
The Target, which used to be the Kmart in Scotts Valley, got hit by a tornado in December. An EF1 tornado.
Isn't that crazy? I mean,
that is crazy.
Scotts Valley.
The new normal. So,
but, I know that the guys, the developers that were there, were apparently taking video of it. Now, I'm actually a registered storm. They call us a weather watcher, I think, or something like that. But I've always lived in Tornado Alley all the while I've lived in the United States. So I lived in Omaha, which is, of course, is notorious for getting tornadoes, and I lived in Dallas. And I can tell you, one of the first things they teach you on the Storm Spotters course, where you get your little certificate, is don't video it. Don't go outside and video it, because these things can just, turn on a sixpence and get you. But yeah, they were not used.
They don't like mobile home parks either. So
no, it's yeah. I mean, Mother Nature dislikes anything fragile, and unfortunately, that's when you find out.
Oh yeah.
But it's
sorry.
Go ahead.
2 years ago, there was a heavy storm in Florida, so the area where I lived at, and they called it Ian, by the way.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
actually,
that was a heavy one. I mean, I've lived there for over 4 years, and I spent a lot of time before that, and I never had. Oh yeah.
That's because half Americans call me Ian for some reason. I don't know why. Ian's a name over here, as you know. They named a storm after it. Hit my dog out there. He's off to go and see his mum. Yeah,
I guess
weird.
Many people can now pronounce it, at least in Florida, because they heard it every day in the news. And that was a heavy one. And they are still struggling to build everything up again.
After that storm, nobody got my name wrong. This became obsolete overnight. So everyone knew what Storm Ian was. Yeah. I mean, it's odd. I've seen some very strange weather. Scotts Valley is not a place you associate with extreme weather, really. I mean, maybe heat and things like that, but it's odd. So how are you keeping them, David? I mean, we bump into each other, in one way or another. But what's Christmas for you this year then?
Well, it's I don't know. It's 54 degrees here in Southern Oregon. It's usually at this time there's snow on the ground. There's snow in the mountains nearby. There's a ski area called Mount Ashland's got a couple of feet of snow. But Christmas is just hanging out, and I'm still busy with doing some programming for fun. I'm part of the Ashland City Wildfire Protection Plan Management Action Committee, and we're updating our wildfire plan to try to protect and mitigate impacts of wildfires if one happens in the town. And so I've been writing some Delphi apps and to try to help gather a lot of information, then using a lot of AI-based tools, different kinds, to look at the history of other fires and what cities had for their plan before and how they changed it afterwards. And I have a critical asset infrastructure asset app that I built with a database, because that one of the things is to identify the priority of what the resources of the city should protect if something bad happens. So I have a Delphi app and a database that finds all these different categorizations of assets, meaning hospital, fire stations, police office, gasoline. So one of the plans is, what if you have to evacuate the town? Well, people are going to want to make sure their evacuation routes are open and that they can get gas to get out of Dodge. So there's that stuff. Then there's a cool AI meetup that happens every 2 weeks. So I kind of hang out with a bunch of university students and some practitioners and contractors and people that are trying to bring AI technology to the Rogue Valley here, because we're not near a major university like a Stanford or MIT or whatever, but there's a small college in town. So we hang out for a couple hours talking about what's happening in that world of AI, and that keeps me going. And then I use ChatGPT. I'm not finished with it yet, but I asked it to build me a Santa tracker, because NORAD does this website of tracking Santa. So I asked it to build a Delphi FMX Santa tracking app, and then I kept asking it to add more features to it, like festive graphics and background music. And so I have all the code. I just haven't had time to put it in yet. And then when it finished, I said, okay, also create me a C++ FMX version, which would run on Windows only for now. But so I've been playing around to see what all these different tools, 6 or 7 of them, what they can do for code, Copilot and all these other ones, Gemini, to see what kind of Delphi apps they create. And you just have to be very specific in your prompts and tell them to use things like net HTTP, client and things of that kind to because they always seem to want to use something else that isn't as cross-platform or as well suited. So some of that kind of stuff, and then I just do things from scratch as well, just for fun, to try to automate.
Yeah, a lot of people seem to like Claude. Actually, they say that Claude is very good for Delphi code.
Yeah, I use them all. I run it through all of them. I run the same prompts and the same under the cover. I've built a couple Delphi apps that are sort of immersive. One is there's a ScienceWorks museum here, and they've got a little NASA installation area, and they had a 50-year Apollo 11 thing. So I took my beacons and my old beacon code, and I built this app so that if you come up to this cardboard cutout of Neil Armstrong or Buzz Aldrin or Michael Collins, they talk to you, and then you can ask them questions, or you can click a touch screen to have some pre-built prompts under the covers. Otherwise, I had to use the BASS, had a great cross-platform audio recording and
I've used
playback.
that.
And I took the audio because at the time ChatGPT only supported MP3 for recognizing audio. So so you could ask questions, and I had to put in the moderations to make sure you didn't ask inappropriate questions. And then I also did one for one of my adult children's really into theater and Shakespeare and so on. So I did a Shakespearean encounter with for different plays, so you could talk to Romeo and Juliet and ask them questions.
Oh, that's a clever idea.
So,
I never thought of doing something like that.
Yes, that's
I did do a nice. I did a demo on Tuesday actually this week. I've lost track of which day it is, but that tracked the International Space Station. That was I did that as a VCL, FireMonkey, and a TMS web core app, and pointed out it was 20 lines of code as well. So it was, but Romeo and Juliet, a conversation.
Yeah,
do you know, Turing would be the guy.
There's a site called Hedra. I think it's hedra.com, where you can pass it a picture and audio or text, and then it animates Juliet. So Juliet talks to you. And I think it was Copilot or something to generate a nice looking image of what Juliet might look like, or Romeo or Hamlet, and so on. So just
they're going to look pretty awful now. They're dead.
Yeah, just little just to keep me programming with Delphi and C++ Builder. And I finally got one app. I know Jim's done things, and Andrew's put something in the store. I got I used my RSS code that I think started maybe with Marco Cantu blog post. I forget who started it first. So I found all the RSS bloggers and news sites in Southern Oregon. And if you go to the Apple App Store and search for Ashland News Dispatches, you can see my app and pay $1.99, no ads, to download it. And it gives you all the daily or as much news as I can find for all days here for all the different TV and news sites in Southern Oregon. So
yeah, it's amazing. And Patrick's posting the link to the blog that talks about the ISS as well. I mean, I think the one thing about everybody here is we're fans. I mean, it proves the point. You're retired, or I think you described yourself as semi-retired. Yes, yeah. See, I've worked out I can safely retire when I'm 147 years old. So I'm looking forward to that when that happens.
I'll send you my countdown Delphi app that countdowns to the day of retirement.
Oh, cool!
You can get it down to the seconds, so a couple million seconds, and you'll be there.
Well, I think the British government still owe me a pension when I'm 66, but by then it'll be worth about as much as a can of Coca-Cola. So, I'm looking forward to that—a free Coca-Cola once every month or whatever it will be. But you pay in the UK, you pay into a government pension, and they take it out whether you like it or not anyway. So, but you have to have worked 30 years paying those taxes to get your pension. But by the time you get your pension, of course, you would have been better to invest the money in a 401k or something. But I don't know, some of the system. Anyway, excellent stuff. David, everybody's so pleased that you're here. Oh God, Jim McKeith. Oh no, it's David. Everybody's here. And
yeah, I don't have to put makeup in my beard anymore. But I did Santa for like 20 years at Borland and Coat Gear and Embarcadero. And back then I had the fake beard originally, and then I used this stick makeup to put the white in, and now I don't have to do that anymore. So, but I don't do Santa. I mean, I've got the Santa suit, but
I think we look like the 3 stages of developer relations. It's like there's long beard because you've been there forever, and then there's Jim McKeith, who's obviously his midpoint there is and then there's me, who I haven't shaved, so my beard is coming in grey as well. Not for any reason, I just haven't had time to shave. But yeah, it's the 3 stages of DevRel. So
it's great that you're getting out. It's great that you're getting out there to help share the knowledge and the experience and the love of programming all over the world. I don't miss the traveling. I don't miss the going through customs and immigration, but I do miss face to face with all the great developers around the world.
David, can you remember when was the last time you were in Germany?
Oh, I probably an econ maybe, or
I showed a picture, two of us. It's long time ago, but on this event you told us, and this is the best sentence about us as developer I've ever heard. Is you told us in front of the audience, we are the developers, we rule the world. And I really love this sentence. And perhaps you're doing AI stuff now, perhaps a slightly changed now, but I think we are still the developers, and I think we are still ruling the world, aren't it? Do you agree?
I mean, you have to still put the humanness into the programs, and you still have to test everything, and so for me, I mean, I'm sure for simple things you just hit the button and there's your program, but ultimately, the nice thing I always said about programming and software development is you can do it anywhere. I mean, you know, you got your notebook computer and backpack. I have my backpack still, and I can be in a Starbucks, I can be in a park, I can be, you know, anywhere, and I can program. And nowadays, I don't do anything for money, but you know, if I hear about something or somebody says something, I go, oh, I can build that, and so I just build it and give it to them. I don't, you know, there you go.
That was what happened to me. Was my wife, when I first met her, and I was over here and I married her, and the company she was at, they needed to have something done. And she described, she said, I don't know, you know, whether you could do this, but they need a program that it was to do with health data. I said, yeah, I can do that. So I sat down and it was in Delphi, wrote the program, and it converted the health data and sent it on to some record system or something like that. And she took it into the office, or into this was 15 years ago, and it worked. And she said, it worked first time. I said, well, yeah, like, kind of what we do is, I can't believe that I just explained it to you and you created the program. I said, that is what I like about programming, is it's in there and it comes out of there through my fingertips into the keyboard. That is the whole love of software development. And if I inspire one single person in all the time that I do developer relations to love what I love, the passion that I have for software development, I'm a happy person. Next year, on the 30th anniversary, we already have one guy who's 84 who is learning Delphi, and another guy, or another lad, actually, a young lad, who's 11, and they are both learning that for the first time. It's part of the developer outreach that I'm trying to do. But the reason is I want to explain to people that you don't need to be some rocket scientist. You need to have some idea of logic. You can teach anybody to program, but that doesn't make them a programmer. It's like being able to sing. You can learn how to sing and be reasonably adept at it, but to be a singer, you've got to be able to sing. There is a certain characteristic within you that makes you a singer or be able to draw. And it's the same. You can teach anybody to program, but to actually be someone who's a software developer and that's what they do is just very slightly different, you know. And I think that for me, it's always been a career that I loved ever since the very first day I decided that's what I wanted to do. And I never looked back. 40 plus years, 42 or something like that. And David's now scratching his head going, I wonder how long it is for me. But, you know, I still, to this day, I still get up. I say this as a kind of strap line, but I mean it. I get up every day and I write code, and I still love to write code. It's you know, I'm sure all five of us would agree with that as well.
Every time that program, something comes from my mind and I see it run, it's like, that's magic. You know, it was completely didn't exist except as some vague idea in my mind, and then it appears and runs and does what I expect it to do. That is that is magic, pure magic. Still,
you're giving away our secret power.
Oh yeah,
it is magic. It is
of course.
magic.
And the AI is not taking that away. The AI is just a tool
Yes.
that you need to know how to use it. It's like when they invented the power drill. Not every problem is a screw, and not every screw goes into a wall. So you need to know how to use it, and it can do a lot, but the magic is still in our minds.
Go back to VisiCalc. I mean, VisiCalc. Used to be used adding machines and paper and pencils and erasers, or scratch out. I guess you're supposed to scratch out, not erase. But there's this great site. I still keep in touch with Grady Booch, and he has this. You can search for it, Computing the Human Experience. It started with the Computer History Museum in Silicon Valley, but he's been documenting and getting assets together for how computing and computers have touched the lives of everyone and not emptied out the workforce. It just made it so you could do more and do bigger and so on. But Computing the Human Experience, pretty cool project that he's doing. And it makes you think back to early Ada Lovelace and all the other things that have happened over time. I'm challenging him in a sad way that computers have also been used for inhumane experiences, but we'll not celebrate those. Thankfully, we'll celebrate all the wonderful experiences. So, but it's still fun for me. I get up in the morning and have a cup of coffee and some toast, and then I'm on the computer for a while. Well, I check out the stock market a little bit, but I'm not a trader, so I'm not a day trader or anything. And I look at programs and think of what can I program today. So it's just
I always said if people say, what would you do if you won the lottery? Well, obviously, I'd go and do a bit of travel and, make sure my family were well cared for, my sister and people like that. But actually, I'd probably do what I do, for fun anyway, because I used to be a professional poet, and I was actually paid to write poetry and perform it. And I found that a very enjoyable experience, but it's a creative experience. And actually, people view them as being weird, different activities, but actually they're very similar. That part of my brain that is creative is exercised by both poetry, which is about doing the most succinct, accurate, concise description or romantic, or the most elegant, description of a topic or subject or whatever. And so is software development. It's the same thing. It's about reducing it down to what is the most elegant, accurate and appropriate solution for any particular given situation. So it's good fun.
Here's the view out my window.
Oh, look at that. We all hate you now, David. You just live in paradise. It's really not acceptable.
except when it snows, and then I have to go use my snowblower on the driveway to get to the street. Because
I lived in Nebraska. I feel your pain.
Yeah.
I used to know what that was like. Wow, the thing that Nebraska used to have traffic light cameras, stoplight cameras. And I never understood why they had them. They actually got rid of them because there was a vote and they decided they're unconstitutional. The police were spying on people, which I thought was great. But I never understood why they had them, because in Nebraska, when it's snowy, even if you do about 10 miles an hour, if you get to the traffic lights and put on your brakes, you don't stop for about 10, 15 feet. So I never quite understood what the point was. It's not uncommon to see people halfway through a junction just going, well, I guess I'll just stay here now. Hope nobody hits me. Yeah, snow is something else in the United States. It's a beautiful country, and I'm a US citizen now, and I'm very glad I became a citizen. And no country is perfect, but each state is like its own country and has its own plus points and downsides, like every other country in the world, I think. And and we won't get too much of that. Okay, well, talking about poetry, in the top right-hand corner, and by the way, I put up the link for the Computing the Human Experience there as well, so that people could see it. And a couple of people say loads of love for David I being here, loads of love for Jim being here. Nobody cares about me, so there you go. I'm joking. But Ali, who is a great Delphi developer we've seen quite a lot, are you really just programming just for fun, David? He says, you seem to still be more active than two regular developers stuck together, like glued together.
Well, if you go to the Apple App Store, I got to recompile. That's the great thing about Delphi. Recompile for Android, then I put it in Google Play as well. It'll, and but so it's, I charge $1.99. So that's the only thing that generates money. I don't really care. I mean, I care, but I don't care. I mean, I'd rather for me, it's just programming, and I wanted to finally go through the whole process, and it's tedious in cases.
Oh yeah.
To get something into the Apple App Store to fill out all this stuff, but and I have old Apple. The other thing I decided, there's this open source project called Open Core Legacy Patcher. It lets you patch the boot track of a Macintosh, so you can use old Macs but run new versions of Mac OS, which I need because I need Xcode to code sign, and package the app. And so I have like a 2009 iMac, a 2012 MacBook Pro, and a 2015 MacBook Pro, all running the latest version of Sonoma, whatever it is, 14.2 or something. And so I have those three that I got hooked up somehow with this open source. Just search for OCLP, Open Core Legacy Patcher, if you've got an old Mac and you don't want to have to buy a new one. You just can't use the Apple Silicon technology, but I don't care. I mean, I just use it as a PA server thing.
I have two Mac Minis. One of them's an M2 Mac Mini, and the other one is one of the old Intel ones, like Frank was just pointing to. And I'm sad to say the Intel one is used, or used to be used, to raise my monitor up. It was just the right height to actually raise the monitor up. Because Apple very good at obsoleting kit, and I didn't really want to use a Hackintosh kind of.
Just go to OCLP. You don't have to use Hackintosh. You don't have to.
No, I know. I'm impressed. I think I might
it works really well. These people that are doing this work, and again, you don't get some of the new features, and it runs slow. But I don't care because I'm PA. I'm going from the IDE to PA server on an old Mac. And it just needs to do that thing because we tried many years ago when we first started working with Apple. And then we did the iOS stuff. We asked them, can we just get license the code so that we could have the ID, just like with Android, you have the SDK and you use your ADB on your same machine or another machine. Who cares? And it packages it all up. Mostly,
yeah.
if the DEX file is right and all sorts of other things, and you do all the right settings and so on with the Java interface code. I think there's a component still in Get Public or Get Package for doing all the right settings for all those whatever dangerous API calls you're going to use, something like that.
Yeah,
but so yeah, it works great. I'm not using it for anything other than what I have to. It's too bad we can't license that, but I guess Apple really does want to control that part of it.
Yeah, it's not part of their business model to be nice, about these things.
Well, they still allow Delphi apps to get in there, and eventually can't wait for C++ Builder to have it as well. So I'm one of the cheerleaders for that side, and.
You're not the only one, as you can imagine. There's a lot of people pushing for it. And weirdly enough, the other thing is that Microsoft approached us about Windows ARM, which was a very interesting development because, it's kind of Microsoft's problem. People say, oh, what about my apps running on Windows ARM? And we just say, yeah, it's fine. It'll work. but of course, people want them to be native Windows ARM apps. And Microsoft approached us and said, hello, we want to talk about your compilers. Jim's got to go soon, and I'm actually got some stuff I need to play as well. But Jim, I just want to thank you, and David as well, for both of you leading the charge way before I did anything that I do nowadays. Jim, we're going to bump into each other again shortly, I think.
Oh,
so
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. And
Jim, I love you,
and
brother.
also,
You're close, but not that close. But you're about a
up
6-hour
north,
drive.
isn't he?
So, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll swing by down and see you once the snow melts.
yeah, come and go to Shakespeare Place at Oregon Shakespeare Festival.
All
Your
right.
bedroom is here, and we got free Wi-Fi and high-speed internet. So
Perfect.
And also, Jim, congratulations on your engagement to Lausanne as
you.
well.
Thank you.
From all of us, I think.
Of course, yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay. All right. Well, look, guys, I'm going to turn you off, so to speak, for now. Is there any thing you want to say before you go? I'll let Frank go first. Frank.
Have a nice Christmas and a nice start into the new year, I think. And I can't wait for the next Delphi version, of course, as always.
Boom.
And I have a question for you, Ian. Do you have also a request not only from Microsoft about ARM? Do you have also a request from Elon for getting our FMX app on the new Tesla phone?
Yeah, I'm not going there. I'm going to keep well away from Elon. He's a smart guy in a very different way. That's my answer to Elon. Yeah. All right, Olaf, do you want to?
Yeah, I mean, Merry Christmas to everybody, obviously, and have a great new 2025. And we will meet probably mid February. There is a big birthday coming, and was great to see you, David, I again, and of course Jim and Ian and Frank. We of course meet almost every day. So have a good one, everybody.
Yeah. And Jim, you need to disappear off, but any final words from you?
Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy New Year. I'm always amazed how many times I talk to Delphi developers, though, that don't know all the stuff Delphi can do. So I think, Patrick said in the comments, talked about like just going out and talking to people about other Delphi developers about cool features. I'm a huge fan of just like trying to push the boundaries of what you can do with Delphi and then telling people about it. And apparently we need to do more of that. So whoever that does Delphi, make sure they know about all the cool stuff they can do, because it amazes me how often people are like, oh, wait, you can do that with Delphi? Even the version they're using, they don't know how to use it. So, yeah.
I'm doing the best, Jim. I'm trying to tell them. and David, final word from you before I play some Christmassy things before we disappear.
All I can say is programming keeps me young. So for everybody who's out there watching this now or later, it'll keep you young. Just keep every day, write some code, try something. Just as Jim says, there's a lot to explore. And to me, otherwise I'm hiking and walking and looking at the pine trees. So there you go.
And the deers.
You sound
and
way
happy
too
Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa, happy Festivus, happy New Year. Take care, everyone. Be
Excellent.
safe.
Well, thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate you coming. I will turn you all off. I apologize for doing that. So I want to thank everybody that stuck it out with us. I really appreciate it. I've got a couple of special farewells from people now, or not farewells, should I say greetings. The one in particular that I want to play, I just want to make sure I've actually played everybody's, because you know how this is. People put a lot of effort into these things, and if I have not played all the things, then I feel appalling. But I know one in particular that I need to play. If you just bear with me for a moment, because I have my stuff on my screen here. holiday special, video, etc., etc. So I think I've played everybody and Anderson, Jason, yes. Okay, so the final one is from actually a friend of Pascal in general. And I really wanted to leave us all with that, and then I'll play some music again by one of our MVPs. This particular video is kind of not Delphi related or Pascal related. It's actually a poem, and it's a poem in 5 languages, and it's actually written and produced by Detlef Overbeek. And Detlef, if you don't know who he is, he's the editor of Blaise Pascal magazine. I like to write articles for that. There's always this kind of, Object Pascal, Free Pascal, Lazarus, Rad Studio, and Delphi, and they feel like we're competing somewhere. And I can tell you we don't. And in fact, our newest MVP that will be coming up soon, once I've got some paperwork to him, is primarily a Free Pascal guy. And the reason is it's about the language. It's about Object Pascal, but Pascal in general. Which is why this book was written, and I helped contribute towards that, because that's the important thing is Pascal. But more importantly, it is that you program and you code, and that is why I will write articles for Blaise Pascal magazine, and why I help, why I talk with the Free Pascal people, because we are not we're not adversaries. We're two sides of the same coin. They're emphasis is in a slightly different direction to our emphasis, but we're all about the same thing. If you choose not to use Rad Studio and Delphi for your coding, that's fine. Use Object Pascal, use Free Pascal, because I'd rather you use anything than turn to something else. It's about the spirit of Christmas, and so I'm going to finish up with this and then some music. This is from Detlef Overbeek, editor of Blaise Pascal magazine, and it's a poem in 5 languages. Of course, the video won't play. Let's try again.
Cold, wet, and translucent. That is the feeling of mist. It nestles and oppresses. Only when you see the lights floating in the tree and the quirky kitsch that hangs in it, does it warm you inside. The festival of light. Kalt, nass und durchscheinend, das ist das Gefühl von Nebel. Er setzt sich fest und erdrückt. Erst wenn man die Lichter sieht, die im Baum schweben, und den verrückten Kitsch, der darin hängt, wird es einem innerlich warm. Das Fest des Lichtes. Froid, humide et translucide. C'est la sensation de la brume. Elle s'installe et oppresse. Il faut attendre de voir la lumière, flottant dans l'arbre, et le kitsch loufoque, qui sont accrochés, que cela vous réchauffe intérieurement. La célébration de la lumière. Koud, nat en doorschijnend. Dat is het gevoel van nevel. Het nestelt zich en beklemt. Pas als je de lichtjes ziet, zwevend in de boom, en de kolderieke kitsch die erin hangt, verwarmt het je inwendig. Het feest van het licht.
Well, I want to thank all the people, my guests that joined. This again is by Roger Swan, who is one of our MVPs. He's playing all the parts at the same time. Multi-tracked it himself. I want to thank all of you for joining the winter webinars. I couldn't do any of this without the people like Jim, David I, Olaf, and all the others that have joined, Frank Lauter, Richard Hatherall, all of you. I'm just a guy who talks a lot. That's my job. I love coding. I love Delphi, and that's why I do what I do. But from us, all of us, I want to wish you a happy Christmas, a peaceful New Year. And we're going to finish up after this with something from Jim, which is our traditional end of webinar series. Thank you all for joining, and I'll see you again in the new year when we start up with a new series. Thank you. Merry Christmas.
I decided it would be cool to make a program where the code was the codified lyrics to a song, and then the output was the actual lyrics to the song. So much like Walt Disney created Fantasia based on classical music, I've created a special musical number based on the music of Jonathan Coulton.
Code monkey, get up, get coffee. Code monkey, go to job. Code monkey, have boring meeting with boring manager Rob. Rob say code monkey very diligent, but his output stink. His code not functional or elegant. What do code monkey think? Code monkey think maybe manager wanna write login page himself. Code monkey not say it out loud. Code monkey not crazy, just proud. Code monkey like Fritos. Code monkey like Tab and Mountain Dew. Code monkey very simple man with big warm fuzzy secret heart. Code monkey like you. Code monkey like you. Code monkey hang around at front desk till your sweater look nice. Code monkey offer buy you soda, bring you cup, bring you ice. You say no thank you for the soda, cause soda make you fat. Anyway, you busy with the telephone, no time for chat. Code monkey have long walk back to cubicle. He sit down, pretend to work. Code monkey not thinking so straight. Code monkey not feeling so great. Code monkey like Fritos. Code monkey like Tab and Mountain Dew. Code monkey very simple man, big warm fuzzy secret heart. Code monkey like you. Code monkey like you. Lots. Code monkey have every reason to get out this place. Code monkey just keep on working. See your soft pretty face. Much rather wake up, eat a coffee cake, take bath, take nap. This job fulfilling in creative way, such a load of crap. Code monkey thinks someday he have everything, even pretty girl like you. Code monkey just waiting for now. Code monkey says someday, somehow. Code monkey like Fritos. Code monkey like Tab and Mountain Dew. Code monkey very simple man, big warm fuzzy secret heart. Code monkey like you. Code monkey like you. Code monkey get up, get coffee.
This is actual Object Pascal code and was recorded in real time. You can compile it with Delphi or app method and run it on Windows, OS X, Android, and iOS. The output is the original lyrics to the song. The code will actually work as a console application as well, and so in theory could work on other platforms like Linux, etc. Just in order to make it shared code, I made it a GUI application. I hope you've enjoyed this special musical number, and my thanks to Jonathan Colton for making and sharing this great song. You can download all my source code for this song on my website at delphi.org/codemonkey. From there you'll find links to download Jonathan Colton's song as well.
Bye-bye, everybody. Thanks for joining us.